Good evening. The Rio Rancho Public Schools Board of Education meeting for Monday, November 27th is now called to order. If all would please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Board Member Gary Tripp will lead us.
I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation,
under God,
indivisible,
indivisible,
with
liberty
liberty
and
and justice for all.
And justice for all.
All right.
Oh, I'll grab it.
Yeah, I can get it too. Yeah, they're there. All right, JC, can you take a roll call? Yeah, it's all good.
President Galbraith,
Present.
Vice President Morgan,
Present.
Secretary Scott,
Present.
Board Member Tripp,
Present.
Board Member Tyler. 5-0, you have a quorum.
All right, thank you so much. Okay, we'd like to welcome everyone to our board meeting tonight. As I look out, I see all these wonderful teams. We have the girls soccer team here from Cleveland. We also have the cross country teams from Rio Rancho. And so it's really, we just want to welcome you into our board meeting tonight. I told my kids who are here too today that they have to stay for the whole entire meeting if they're here. I'm just kidding. And actually though, if you were to stay, this is probably one of the shorter ones that you would stay for. But we want to welcome you in and our coaches in, and we'll be able to talk with you in just a few minutes. Tonight's meeting will start off with some introductory comments by our Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Bisu Cleveland.
Good evening. And again, we welcome all of you. Glad that you are here. It's been a nice break, and now we're back headed down the stretch for the winter break. But we welcome all of you and are glad that you are in attendance. Thank you. So I would we're going to have a very short board meeting this evening, so you'll be very glad, I'm sure, to hear about that. But I would want you to know that prior to the regular board meeting, the Rio Rancho board held a workshop. Excuse me. A workshop to this. Let me just a second. Okay. All right, I think I've got it. All right, there was something in that spaghetti, I think. All right. Thank you so much. Thanks. All right, that's better. The board held a workshop to discuss the departmental reports that were previously given to the board. And what we had is each department in the district did a report for the board, and all of those were sent to the board, and the board had a chance to review those. And so this evening, the board met with all of the directors in the curriculum instruction area, and I'm so sorry. And the Research Assessment Data and Accountability Department. And they just had an opportunity to discuss the reports and to hear what the board hoped to see in the future and to share information that the directors thought would be useful to the board. And so it was a really good conversation. We don't always have a chance to sit and talk about the important things and the direction of the school district. And that's what has been going on since 3 o'clock. So the board has been here for 2 hours as we work through those reports. We will also have an operational department report discussion, and that will be at a future meeting where we'll do the same thing with the other departments such as finance and HR and facilities and so forth. So we have, though, a really special evening. Congratulations. We have 3 state championship teams, and we're really glad to have you with us. And it's an opportunity for us to celebrate your success and to congratulate you on your hard work this year. Todd Resch, who is our Executive Director of Athletics, will present the 3 teams who earned state championships about 2 weeks ago. And we have Rio Rancho High School boys and girls cross country, and their coach is Phil Keller. And we'll be discussing that that win. And then the Cleveland high school girls soccer team was very successful in their state championship run. And Gregory Rusk is their head coach and will also have an opportunity to address the board. So we congratulate these three teams for their outstanding season, a really outstanding season, and acknowledge their accomplishments, and gives us an opportunity to thank the coaching staff, gives so much time and energy to their work, as well as the parents and friends who supported these student athletes. We also had the football championship game on Saturday, and I thought you might like to see what it looked like a couple of hours before the game, and it was a lot of snow, and we really had some challenges in getting that field ready. We're going to be thanking some people in the future, but I wanted to use this opportunity to thank everybody who came and helped us get that field clear so the game could be held. It was held about an hour late, but at least it was held. But you can see there was quite a bit of snow on the field, and I don't live too far from Cleveland, and I had 4 inches in my yard. So it was, we got a lot on the north end. The other end didn't get nearly as much, almost none, and that's Rio Rancho. You know, I mean, you never know what you're going to get throughout the city. Cleveland is the highest point in Rio Rancho, and it sometimes gets additional bad weather that other parts of the city don't get. But anyway, that was the before pictures. And there was, as I said, a weather delay, and the Storm did play La Cueva for the 6A title. The snow and bitter cold was really a tremendous surprise. We knew it might, we might get a little snow. We were told a dusting of snow, and got up, and there was more than just a dusting of snow, and it was coming down pretty rapid pace. But we will recognize the team formally that came together to get the field ready to play. I want to definitely thank facilities, Patrick Martinez, who was able to pull some folks together, Scott Affentranger, who pulled some other folks together, and we were able to get that field ready to play at about 45 minutes after the start time of 1 o'clock. So by 2 o'clock, the game was underway. The Storm came in second. They had defeated the La Cueva Bears 2 times prior to that this season, but they also had a great season, and we congratulate their coaches and players for their effort this year. But, what are the odds of having snow? We haven't had snow for 2 years, I don't think. And on that particular day, one of the gentlemen is driving that Gator, Mike Murphy, came to our rescue as well. And it just goes to show what teamwork can do. And when you have a good team of people, you can almost do the impossible. And that was how it was really felt. It was almost an impossible situation. I do want the board to know that we took every precaution when we had to clear the field. We were hoping that the field would just melt. But by mid-morning, it was very clear it wasn't going to melt at all. And so we had a decision to make, and basically that decision would have been to forfeit the game or to get the field clear and play. And the decision was made to do that. I know facilities is looking at some things that we may need to do to help the field get back to its original state. It doesn't appear, Mike Baker was sharing, doesn't appear there's been a lot of damage, thankfully. And certainly the Gator, when it went over, did not, in most cases, did not touch the turf at all. But their little pellets came up as they were going across, and those will need to be replaced. There'll be some costs for that. And so we may be needing to look at how we refurbish that field a little bit before next year. We have a couple of policy updates. You heard with the first reading at the last meeting, and this will be the second reading. And there are minor changes in policy 209, which are agendas and order of business for the board meeting, and then policy 214, organizational meetings. And of course, organizational meetings are held in January following a school board election. And this was something the board had suggested doing back, but wanted to wait until the election was over. And basically, that just allows the leadership positions to stay in place for 2 years rather than changing them every single year. And again, this is the second reading. A second reading, the board actually takes action. The first reading is a first look at the proposed changes and gives the board a couple of weeks to decide whether or not they want to move forward with a change. So that will be on the agenda as well. And this should be a very short board meeting. So, but again, I want you all to know they've been in there for the last 2 hours before, so it's 3 o'clock. So they are not shirking on their duties or their responsibilities. Again, welcome everyone, and we're glad you're here.
Do you have any questions for Dr. Cleveland? Okay, thank you. Thank you, Dr. Cleveland. Next, we'll approve our prioritized agenda and proposed time allocations.
Madam President, this is Board Member Tyler. I'd like to make a motion to approve the prioritized agenda and proposed time allocation.
Board Member Tripp, I second.
Okay, we have a motion by Jessica Tyler and a second by Gary Tripp. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay, motion carries 4-0. All right, we'll now move into our commendations. We'd like to invite Todd Rush up to introduce our 2 teams and their coaches.
Use the right lane to take exit 10.
Before
onto
you
County
start,
Park.
can we mute
Lights
Jeff
off at
Morgan? Thanks, Jeff.
Okay, good evening, Madam President, Superintendent Cleveland, members of the board. Tonight I have the distinct honor to present to you for recognition a couple of championship sports programs. The first program I'd like to introduce to you is the boys and girls cross-country teams from Rio Rancho High School. Both the boys and the girls cross-country teams swept the state championships at Albuquerque Academy about a month ago. They were led by fantastic runners, and it needs to be said that cross-country is truly a team sport because you are relying so heavily on your 5 fastest athletes to cross that finish line faster than any other team and before any other team. And I got to watch these runners throughout the season, and I was continuously impressed with them, the leadership they gave, and also the coaching by head coach Phil Keller. These are outstanding running programs. The boys had an individual state champion in Charlie Vaus. And right now, I'd like to introduce to you head coach of both the boys and girls Rio Rancho cross country teams, Mr. Phil Keller.
Come on up, kiddos. I can see they're hesitating.
Don't be shy, guys.
Does he look familiar?
He looks familiar. So
However they want to stand. Good evening, board. Superintendent Sue Cleveland. Thanks for inviting us here today. We really appreciate it. It's a huge honor to be able to be here. But let's just go through. I'm going to make these guys talk. So you guys say your name as you go through, because otherwise I talk the whole time. Go ahead and say your grade too.
Charlie Voss, Jr. I'm
Mhm.
Lily Hawkins, Senior. Ryan Galbraith, 8th grade.
All right. Thanks, guys. As you see, these are some awesome, as Mr. Resch said too, these are some awesome individuals that I've had the privilege of coaching. If you don't know, like cross country, like to be good, we need to start early. So we started in June, and a lot of these guys had been running before I even met them. The third week in June, I think, is when we started, and they had already been running and training. And the thing I noticed about this group is they run and train together. Like they do a really good job of motivating each other. They show up in packs and hordes, and they come when we meet at the various trailheads around the Rio Rancho area. And we ran all summer and throughout the fall and the school year. Let's talk about the boys first. The boys, if you didn't know, they finished the season undefeated against New Mexico teams. So they did not lose a meet all year against New Mexico teams. Just incredible that they did. Most meets we went 1, 2, and put all 5 of our guys in the top 10 or top 15. Just an incredible team that we had. The girls was a little bit more of a building up, but they came through, and even at the first meet, they were the top 5A school, and throughout the season, they were ranked number 1 in 5A, and really the 2 meets stand out for me for them at Las Cruces. They went 1 through 7. You can run 7 on varsity, and they took the top 7 spots, which is just amazing. So like no one in Las Cruces could even beat our 7th runner, which is just an amazing thing to see. And then at Academy, I think is when they really started to believe. Academy hosts what that's called a pre-state meet, and they it's like the preview of the course, and they won that and just really dominated and did well. So I'm just really proud of these guys. But let me talk about each one of these guys a little bit individually so you know who they are. This here is Skylar. He's one of our seniors. He's a leader by example. Had a little bit of a struggle with a little injury, kind of an unconventional injury, had a concussion. But he kept a positive attitude throughout it all, and really was kind of like our emotional and our leader by example type dude. Ended up 12th at state. Just real competitive guy, goes through, listens really well, and again, that leader by example. Like I always knew he was doing what he was supposed to, and he's a guy I would text, hey, make sure this dude has a ride to practice tomorrow, because I'm not sure if he does, and he would take care of it for me. Charlie here, Charlie came from Ohio. That's an inside joke, but he's from Ohio, transferred here, and immediately became the #1 runner in New Mexico, and won state, the Rio Rancho's first state championship on the boys' side, and just a really good dude. I say he added to our culture of hard work and positive attitude and success, and I really appreciate that from him. This is Jordan. Jordan's a 2-sport athlete. She played soccer too, if you guys noticed her on the soccer field pitch back there. But she switched over from being soccer full-time to being cross-country full-time and just playing soccer on the side a little bit. And she brought that like can do, can win attitude. And I think she was the first girl I heard from that told me this summer and even going into the fall that she thought we could win state. And that attitude, I think, really benefited our girls. So thank you, Jordan, for that. This is Lily here. Say hi, Lily. Hi. She didn't want to talk. So Lily is another like example, hard work example. Like she set out to train this summer, and you could see it. Like I can follow her online on Strava, and she just crushed the workouts this summer, and really boded well for her, and ended up placing 10th at state and being an all-state runner, which I think even she was surprised at that. So just really proud of her and her leadership. Another senior, just awesome job. And we have Mariah, our 8th grader. I actually met her last year running a half marathon in the Phoenix area. And there's this little 7th grader running a half marathon. I'm like, wow, she's going to be a good runner. And I didn't know, at the time, I didn't know I'd get her as an 8th grader. I didn't know what she would do. But she decided to come out and ran with us this summer. And for a while, she was coming at 6 or 6:30 in the morning to get her runs in, and then was able to come after school. But she ended up being our top runner, placing 3rd at state. And she's kind of a one-speed athlete. She just goes and runs this really fast tempo, this really fast speed, and ended up 3rd, and just incredible job. And then we have Colin. Colin is our leader by voice. If we needed someone to give a speech, that was Colin. Just really rallied the troops all year. Loved having him. He was 11th at state, right, Colin? 11th at state, and just hold himself to the highest standard and hold his teammates to the highest standard. Just really appreciated having him on the team, and I'll miss all my seniors. I'll miss them all because they all bring something to the team. But we're still excited. We still get track. I appreciate that I still get to coach them another season, and really appreciate you having us here. The last thing I would like to say is these guys aren't just fast. They're also smart. The boys' GPA of our top 7 of our state athletes averaged 3.83, and the girls' GPA was 3.70. So these are smart A+ students. So, but I appreciate you guys having us here, and I'm really proud of these athletes, and look forward to what else they can do, whether it's in their future years here at Rio Rancho or in their life after high school. So Thank you.
Thank you. Don't run away yet. Just really quick. Hold on. Is there anything from the board? Any questions or comments towards?
No questions, just congratulations. Great job, Rams. Good job. Thank you.
Just want to
Yeah,
say
congratulations. And of
guys.
course, extra special for you, Amanda, to have two of your kiddos up there. So just want to, say that good job raising some great athletes, and congratulations on your academic achievements as well.
They are awesome. I have a niece up there too, which is really cool. And then I just think of all of you as my kids anyway. But I have to just really quick, your coach and our coaching staff as a whole, we have some other coaches who are not here tonight. My husband, he tends to run out on the course, and we both kind of run around, and some of the very back parts of the course, there are no coaches out there but our coaches. They are out there and they are on top of our athletes and trying to help them to make it through these meets and motivate them. And so I just want to say thank you to them for just being so great this year and so motivational to our kids. They all run. And so because of that, you're able to run with the athletes. And I think it really makes a huge difference. And so thank you to our coaches, and you guys, just awesome job this year. Just such a great job. So thank you. Dr. Cleveland.
Just the same, congratulations. What a great job you did this year, and tremendous success. So we wish you well and look forward to good things in the future as well. How many of you are seniors? Okay, so about half the team. You got good folks coming up though, I bet.
We got good folks coming up. Yeah.
Okay.
Good folks
Well,
coming up. All right, one more. Jeff, do you have anything? Did you want to say anything? The voice that comes over the intercom.
I just want to
He's
say
traveling, so I don't know if it's
congratulations.
gonna-
Can
Okay,
you hear me?
and he's muted.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
Can you hear
All
me?
right, well, thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you.
Thank you.
Do you guys want a picture? Do you want a picture?
Come on, let's get a picture of your.
This is something you're going to remember forever. Being here.
You all just come right up here.
I mean,
That kind of
stay.
thing back. Yeah, that. There we go. Okay.
Thank you.
Go Rams.
Okay, one more team worthy of recognition tonight, and it needs to be said across both of these programs, the development of an exemplary culture. And I think, as we know, culture eats strategy for breakfast. And the championship culture that has been established in both the cross-country programs at Rio Rancho and the girls soccer program at Cleveland High School is worth noting. So the Cleveland High School girls soccer program was the #1 seeded team heading into the state soccer championship tournament. And I had the pleasure again of watching them play on a variety of occasions, and was always impressed by the leadership, the athleticism, and just the sheer talent with which they play. They're led by another outstanding coach, Mr. Gregory Rusk, and his leadership throughout the entire season, and especially when it mattered most in the state tournament, specifically the state championship game, as what really set this program apart. Having been at the game, the Cleveland girls scored in the first half. They carried a 1-0 lead into the end of essentially, I guess, regulation time, whereas the official from 2 minutes in is the only person who really knows how much time is left in the game. And that's the definition of forever. So if you don't know that, when you're waiting for that official to blow that whistle. But Coach Rusk, please come up, and congratulations again.
So with us today, thank you for inviting us. And this is actually quite the honor because we get a chance to also say some thanks to you folks. Starting on my far left, junior Taylor Williams, son. Freshman Bella Chavez. Freshman Sophia Corlu. Our senior captain, Ella Lynn Coop. It's okay to wave so people see you. Senior Sienna Salazar, Senior Kiana Jamerson, and Senior Riley Pengelly. And many other members of the team wish they could be here, but they're already training with their club teams. Our other coaches wish they could be here. Coach Wolf, she's already coaching again. She is coaching at the middle school basketball team. Basketball is her first love, and her second love is actually getting kids in shape. And if I mention the words Coach Wolf session, you can see the expressions up here start to change. But that expression, which used to be an expression of, shall we put it, not looking forward to a Coach Wolf session, now they realize that those incredibly hard sessions are part of what got us to that final game and allowed us to outlast 12 times this year shutouts. The last 6 games of the year, shutouts. The last 4 games of the year, shutouts against all top 10 teams, including in the state of all divisions, the number 3, the number 4, and the number 8, and the number 7. Really a remarkable group. And for those out there in the world that don't really know a whole lot about soccer, they all play offense and they all play defense. And so it was an incredible team effort to keep the other teams out of our net and to make sure that we always had 1, 2, or 3 in the opposite net. So we played La Cueva in the final, as was mentioned, and we scored on a corner kick and proceeded to stymie the other team all the way to the very end of the game. They did get one good effort on our goal in the last 45 seconds, which probably every single one of us on the field and every single one of us on the bench skipped a beat in our hearts. But the last line of defense, our goalkeeper, sophomore, Maddie, came up with the big save. And that's what all of them, I think, really realized, that they could always count on each other to the last bit of the game. And that's what made this team this year.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, it was a team effort this year. And yes, people get accolades throughout the state for being recognized, but none of it was possible without each and every one of these players giving it all they had at practice and all they had in the games. So they're the ones that really deserve the congratulations. And my assistant coaches are the ones that really deserve it. Between Coach Wolf getting them both physically and mentally ready, Coach Toledo, who basically runs almost all game operations in terms of the subbing and some of our strategy, and Coach Nordstrand, who takes care of our JV and then brings joy to our team when she's out there at practice. It really is. They say it takes a village. Well, this was our village. The parents were our village. And you folks are our village, because we're incredibly thankful for how much you support extracurricular activities, especially sports, because that's what we're in. And we couldn't do it without you. And that you not only recognize excellence as a championship, but that sports and other extracurricular activities are so important in the growth of young people and in their sense of belonging at a school. And thank you very much for, over the years, not only the financial support, but also that we're with you. Because there are school systems that don't.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Thank you so much for being here. I'll give you a round of applause. Don't leave.
It is the work you folks do and the work our athletes do. Our fall athletes won 3 of the 6 state championships. And in another sport,
proud of you guys for taking out La Cueva. That was a win for you guys. Tell the football.
And I think Coach Rusk used to coach there, and I believe he may have won a state championship or so there. So I'm glad yes, back when I don't want to make you feel old because I'm old, but back when I was playing high school soccer, you were coaching at La Cueva during that time. So great to see you come to Rio Rancho and lead our girls to a championship. I was at the game, and you girls were amazing, and congratulations.
Great job, Gary.
Yeah, I just want to say to the girls, congratulations. What a great honor to get a blue trophy, but that sacrifice to earn it. But Coach, I've known you for a long time, and the character you bring in, I just appreciate you being in our district. I think the girls do too. And you've done some excellent work for a long time in your career, and I hope you continue to do it for many more years. I think the girls will hopefully agree with me on that. So thank you for what you do.
Thank you. And you're right. Like, we dominate at all of these state competitions, and not only in sports, but we're our art programs and so many different things. And my kids always get mad because I cheer for all of the Cleveland teams too. I'm like, no, I'm going to cheer for them too. But because we are just one big giant family, and it's wonderful to see our Rio Rancho schools do so well. And so really congratulations, Dr. Cleveland.
Well, again, congratulations. And your words mean so much because we all like to be part of something bigger than ourselves. We all like to contribute to something that makes us successful. And we do believe in the importance of extracurricular, and that it does so much more than people sometimes realize. But we appreciate you and your time, and congratulations to all of your players. And it was a remarkable success story. And so congratulations. And we know good things will come in the future as well. Those of you who are seniors, we wish you well, and know that you have bright futures ahead of you as well. So again, thank you so much for being here tonight.
You guys want a picture?
Players, and we have great coaches. It also, though, takes leadership at the district level. And this is Todd Resch's first year in this position. We appreciate all the time and effort he's put into it. And I'm sure on Saturday morning he was wondering whether he made a wise career choice. But we are very pleased that he has taken on this responsibility, and want to thank him as well.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thanks, teams. I know, what a crazy Saturday it was. So it was Saturday. Okay. All right. Well, thanks everyone for being here with us today. So we'll move to our next item, which is our public comment. And we did not receive any in person, right? Just online. So we have two on our form that came in through our online form. And so I'm going to go through and just summarize those quickly. We had one from Katie Fender, and she was commenting in regards to the Shining Stars preschool schedule change, concerned with it happening in the middle of the year and not waiting until the next year. And our next public comment is on that same topic, from Debbie Duffy, also concerning the schedule change for Shining Stars. Would have liked to have more parent input before that change was made. And so those are the two public comments that we received. As I said before, everyone who would like to give public comment is welcome to either come into the boardroom and do that in person, or they can go to our form online on our board page on the Rio Rancho Public Schools website. So, and we appreciate both of those. Moving to our next item is to approve the consent agenda.
Board Member Tyler, I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Board Member Tripp.
Board Member Noreen Scott, I'll second.
Trying to be quick.
I know. We have, so we have a motion by Jessica Tyler, and we'll go with a second by Gary Tripp, since I think he got it through first. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion carries 5-0. Okay, and then now moving into our business. So we'd like to welcome up Lauren Hatch, our Chief Legal Counsel. We'll do a second reading for Policy 209, Agendas and Order of Business for Board Meetings, and for 214, Organizational Meeting. So,
Good evening, Madam President, members of the board, Dr. Cleveland. There hasn't been any changes since I presented the first reading of Board Policy 209 and Board Policy 214. I would stand for any further questions, but other than that, it's probably appropriate for the board to act.
okay. Do you have any-
Madam President, no questions. This is Board Member Tyler. I'd like to make a motion to approve the changes to policy both 209, agendas and order of business for board meetings, and policy 214, organizational meeting.
Board Member Noreen Scott, I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion by Jessica Tyler and a second by Noreen Scott. Can you take a roll call vote for us, JC?
Vice President Morgan,
Yes.
Secretary Scott,
Yes.
Board Member Tripp,
Yes.
Board Member Tyler,
Yes.
President Galbraith.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0.
Okay, thank you. All right, thank you. I'm Lauren Hatch. All right, next will be our advanced planning. And so coming up, it's actually this weekend. So this Thursday, Friday, Saturday, we have the NMSBA annual convention at the Embassy Suites Hotel. Any questions on that from anyone? Okay. On the 1st will be a bus rider count day. The 11th will be our next work session at 3 o'clock in that same room we were in the, I'm guessing, in the training center. And then we'll have a regular meeting after it at 5:30 here in the boardroom. Then we get to winter break, will be the 25th through January 5th. There'll be no classes. And then professional development days on the 8th. And our next meeting as well will be, so I'll have a work session again on the 8th and then a board meeting following. Any questions or anything that needs to be added to the advanced planning? Any questions on any of those? Yes, so the work sessions will be at 3 o'clock again. So is that working for everyone? We want to make sure that as many of us as can
Almost
be
done.
present. So we have our next work session will be on December 11th and then January 8th. Is that good for everyone? Okay, so make sure we get those on the calendar, and I think we already have them on the calendars too. Anything else for as far as calendar, Dr. Cleveland, anything? Okay. All right, our meeting is adjourned. Thank you all.
And you do want it to